Literally this bald, fat plonker. Yeah, I kind of peek in, I'm trying to look in the onsen, like, have they still got it on? So I'm there just like with my hands over my knob, and I swear to God, he scooted near me. Alright guys, and welcome back to the channel. Cheers for everyone staying with me throughout these 3 years, I think it's been now. Just reached 7,000 subscribers, so yatta! But I've been in Japan for over 7 years now, and during that time, you won't believe the stories that have happened to me, about me, with me, of me, in me. That last one's a joke. And I just thought, it's time to kind of share these stories with the world. Like, I share these stories with my mates all the time, and they just laugh at me most of the time, but still, banter's banter, innit? So it's -7 today in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan. So not your typical Japan. When you see the brochures and when you're traveling around Honshu, Kyoto, Osaka, places like that, Hiroshima, Fukuoka down there, they don't really get snow. Tokyo has this year, to be fair. You know that vampire movie, 30 Days of Night? Kind of like that for like 5 months of the year, without the vampires. Well, to be honest, when salary men drink a lot, they often do become vampire-esque. Winter is great, especially Sapporo, where it is extra cold, because with winter comes onsens, even though they're available all year round, but it's just better to go in winter because then you get the hot and the cold together. So I'd like to share with you today my first onsen experience. I think it's a good one. Embarrassing. I didn't go to an onsen for the first 2 years. It's not something we do back home. We don't share baths with our friends. I mean, some people do, especially naked as well. It's definitely like starting at age 25 or whatever and just going into like a naked bath with like loads of Japanese men as well. It's definitely a level up of whatever bath etiquette you're doing in your own apartment. I had opportunities, but I kind of turned it down a few times, and then eventually one of my teachers at my school was like, Dek, let's go to an onsen. And I was just like, and he was like, nah, come on, you haven't been to one, right? And I was like, well, no, but he was like, we're going. So I was like, all right, okay. Went to an onsen with his wife. She went into her area, we went into ours, and I was just like, oh my God, like, what do I do? He didn't tell me anything, didn't tell me like what to bring, what to do. And now I know, depending on the onsen, you need to sometimes bring different things. Like, sometimes they'll provide you with a towel, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll provide you with a smaller towel to cover up your genitalia. I didn't realise that this was one of the places that required you to bring your own towel. So we're getting undressed right next to each other, which is awkward. Like, bear in mind, I've only seen this guy at school and now kind of like just naked together. My plan was, wait until he goes in and then he won't be able to see me, and I'll quickly go in, pop under the water, wait until he leaves later, and then go out again. And that way, like, avoid any like nudity lookingness and stuff. So I'm waiting, and he pops out a little towel and he's just like, oh, Dek, did you bring your towel? No, this is my first time. I didn't know I had to bring one. You didn't tell me. And he was just like, oh, anyway, see you in there. And I'm like, mate, what the hell? You can't just leave me here hanging. Literally, I was like, bloody hell, what do I do? Look around, like every guy in there has kind of got a towel round. And I kind of peek in. I'm trying to look in the onsen, like, have they still got it on? Are there any spare ones? What should I do? Not that I wanted a used one, but you know, I wanted one like maybe I could borrow. Nope, nothing. So I'm just thinking, right, I'm just gonna open the door and get in the pool straight away. I kind of look and there's a pool right next to the door. So just open it, get in. Little did I know you actually have to have a shower first. So I look around and everyone's obviously got a towel. So I'm there just like with my hands over my knob. And I'm like, oh my God, not only am I like a foreigner, but like, I don't even have a towel. Like, is this against the rules? Am I allowed to show penis? I literally don't know. So I'm trying to cover it and I'm like, what if someone like finds me? Like, is a towel necessary? Like, what do I do? I'm walking towards my teacher and he's just like, no, go have a shower in full English. So everyone now looks at me and they're like, oh, check out this foreigner, like coming in. Look at his like tiny penis. So I finish the shower and I think, right, I'll go sit near my teacher, just get into the pool, because now the pool's next to the shower. So I'm thinking, great, I don't have to like walk any distance. He's now moved to the furthest pool away and he's staring right at the showers, as is everyone else. So I'm walking towards the teacher, cupping my balls and penis, wondering why everyone's looking at me. As I get nearer, my teacher's eyes basically just do this. And he just stays there, just looking at that area, my feet. So then I kind of like speed up a little bit. All these old guys are there just like, so I try my best to get into the pool quickly. I get in, get under. My teacher is there, just staring at me still. Turns out he'd never been to an onsen with a foreigner. I assume most Japanese people haven't been to an onsen with a foreigner either. You know, like when you're in the shower at school, when you're like 10, 11, 12 years old, like 18 years old, whatever. After PE class, you have to have a shower. As a kid, it was like the worst experience because all the bullies, there was like 2 bullies in my school, and they would always like whip like a towel and stuff. It was very homoerotic now I think back to it. They would always like whip you and like they would like kind of point and laugh, and you'd feel really subconscious about your body. Having a shower after PE was the worst. Like sometimes I would just like skip having a shower after like getting proper dirty after rugby. This is now the second experience that I'm having 10, 15 years later in my life. Not going well either. And so I get in the pool and he's just like, good day, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah. Look over, this guy comes and sits next to me. Could not have been closer. Literally this bald, fat plonker. And he just comes and sits down right next to me. It's a square pool. Teacher's opposite me. On this end, you could have gone left, you could have gone right, you could have sat the same side, but just away from me. I'm trying to like scoot away, and I swear to God, he scooted near me. But I then didn't want to get out because then everyone would look at my junk again. So then my teacher kind of saw me and he was like, Atsu, are you hot? And I was just like, yeah, I'm a bit hot. And he was like, let's go. So about 15 minutes later, we kind of left and yeah, got changed and then went for some soba afterwards to sober up. Yeah, that was my first experience in an onsen. What was your experience like? Was it as daunting and life-changing as my experience? Because actually, I don't think that's a rare experience. I reckon I'm the norm. I reckon going to an onsen, age 25 years old, first time with a teacher, so not even with a mate, like with a teacher that I kind of don't really know, and him and everyone else just staring at like my naked parts. Not that I've got anything to be embarrassed about, nor proud of, but to have people of a foreign country in an environment that's relaxing for them, and for me it is now. I love going to an onsen now, but at the time it wasn't. It was very jarring and eye-opening. And I've got another story I'll release later on, probably worse than this one, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if you've ever been to an onsen, what your expectations of an onsen are, because there's like the monkey onsen you can go to. I like onsens now, especially in Sapporo, because you go outside, which sounds mental, and you're freezing. Going from the inside to the outside, it's about a 2-meter walk, depending on where you are. But that is like, it's -10 outside, basically, and you're naked. And then you go in, and it's just harmony, and it's just calm, and it's just bliss, and you're just sitting there, relaxing, and you have to go under, like fully under, like dunk your heads every kind of like 5-10 minutes because it's -10 outside and it's snowing. It's just really relaxing, and it's then that I feel like proper like zen. That's when I feel like, wow, I'm in Japan. It kind of resets me, like reduces my stress, and yeah, really nice. So I do recommend coming to Sapporo and going to an onsen in winter. But yeah, hope you're not scarred by this story. If you've got any dreaded stories, share them in the comments below. Cheers for tuning in, guys, and mata ne.